What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys can probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely gonna want to check this one out. Guys, this story is definitely one you could call unbelievable. Came as a huge shocker to me upon first discovery, but we've got that LA Mayor Karen Bass back at it again, doing the unthinkable in order to help these illegal migrants out. And as a direct result, she's now faced some serious consequences and even money laundering allegations, guys. I'm excited to get into it, to run up straight into it. All I ask that you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, top straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
This is a way to distract from her failure as a mayor, the crime, the homelessness problem, the lack of rebuild after the fires that were preventable when you were in Ghana. Now it's this great idea. Let's give illegal aliens cash because they're too scared to work illegally. Watch.
We also are going to have a reinstitution of the Angelino card, something that Mayor Garcetti started during COVID, that will actually provide cash assistance to people. Because, you know, you have people who don't want to leave their homes, who are not going to work, and they are in need of cash. We're organizing food deliveries. I mean, there's all sorts of things that we are having to do now to protect people from the federal government. The executive directive that I will be signing in a few minutes is to help the city family, to help the city workforce, to help the city departments and all of the general managers essentially develop preparedness plans that have specific protocols and that help city workers know how to address immigration officials should they approach a city department. How we abide by the law, but we understand what our rights are as city employees, how we can provide protection for immigrants who might be attending a city event or at a city property, but we stay within the law. That we make sure that people that work with city contractors ensure that they are safe on city property. So you might have heard that a few days ago there were city contractors who were working and ICE rolled up on them and asked for ID and was inappropriate. And so even people that contract with the city, we want them to understand what their rights are. We want each department to have an immigration affairs liaison, and we want each department that if they encounter any federal officials that they contact the city, especially the mayor's office, right away, so that we can, number one, make account of this, but also make sure that all the city departments and city workers are informed on how to deal with this. We also want to disseminate information on city services and assistance programs for families that are impacted by federal enforcement actions. And we are submitting a FOIA, a Freedom of Information Act request regarding the dates and locations of all enforcement activities in Los Angeles. I think you've heard me repeat every time I speak before you that when people are taken from our city, we do not necessarily know where they are going. They are not provided regular access to families or to legal counsel. And that the family members that are left behind don't know whether their family members are in the city, in the state, or even in the country. And we also know that when these raids have been happening, it's not just people who are undocumented, but people who are in the country legally, people who are showing up for their annual immigration visit. But my message to Los Angeles is we are a city of immigrants. We take pride in the diversity in our city, and it is my job as the mayor of Los Angeles to protect all Angelinos, regardless of when they got here, why they came, or where they came from.
All right, guys, I warned you in the beginning that this story would come as a shocker to most. I mean, you cannot make up up some of this stuff that we're seeing from these loonies on the left. I mean, Mayor Karen Bass has ignored all of her duties and obligations as a mayor. The crime, the homeless problem that they have in LA. I mean, the rebuild after the fire, they haven't even started any construction. Now they're talking about, just donating that land and giving it to folks that are lower income, essentially robbing these folks of their property. But now she stepped over the line saying, hey, Angelinos, we need to be accepting of everyone. I really want to know and get a take from folks. If you're from California, just drop in the comment section. If you know someone, a loved one, friends, relatives, anyone living in California, hop in the comment section. Let me know, how do you guys feel about that? Karen Bass now offering handouts to folks who are scared to go to work because of the ICE raids. It really just blows my mind that she's now taking it there, saying that she's going to hand out this cash, start doing delivery food service. Even they're going to get a special Uber Eats, Immigrant Eats, if you will, is what Karen Bass is now proposing in her new executive order, this new initiative moving forward. And this just really plays to that point that I've been saying. These folks are not serving the people that voted them in, that got them elected anymore. They're only serving these illegal migrants. I mean, it's borderline treasonous. And our friend Tim Cass, IRL, felt the same exact way.
On this show, I often refrain and I argue as hard as possible that people are not committing treason. They say, oh, that Democrat did this or that lawyer committed treason. And I'm like, no, treason is adhering to the enemies of the United States. What most people are referring to with like Comey and these investigations is sedition, trying to undermine or overthrow the government. Treason is when you betray your country to foreign individuals, to enemies of the United States. Mayor Karen Bass has announced that she will be partnering with private individuals to give money to illegal immigrants that are here illegally and that are currently trying to evade federal law enforcement. Now, Trump has already declared an invasion. He has targeted these marijuana farms. There's concerns about child slave labor. They recovered, I think it might be either 14 or 20 child slaves working on these farms. Trump saying, we're going to send in law enforcement and shut this down. Strong likelihood that there is an overlap between these narco gangs, these cartels. And now we're hearing Karen Bass says she's going to give them cash, quite literally to the letter of the law. That is treason. And I don't say that lightly, but I don't have another word for it. When Donald Trump, the president of the United States, declares an invasion and says these people are an invasive force on our country, we are going to start deporting these narco gangs, MS-13, etc. This is the first step over the line where a politician is providing funding and resources to individuals by which Trump has already said we are being invaded.
All right, you guys, and I can't help but to agree with Tim Cass on that one. I mean, Donald Trump has made it very clear that these folks are not welcome. They're enemies of our land, enemies of our country. They're not welcome here, and they've had orders to deport, several orders, most of these individuals, but yet LA Mayor Karen Bass is still going to go to great lengths to defy the big bad orange guy every single time. He got X user here with a very great tweet. He actually has a clip that says all this was avoidable. I mean, it just shows you these folks, the reason why they're scared is because they're in our country illegally. I mean, they could avoid all of this fear, all of this so-called terror that they're seeing from these ICE raids by simply self-deporting, take the $1,000 and go back to your homeland. Do it the right way. We got California in a $12 billion deficit, in LA, where Mayor Karen Bass is currently working at. She's in a $1 billion deficit, but yet she's finding money to help out illegal migrants. It just doesn't make sense to me. This is clearly coming from the taxpayer's dime.
I don't know where to start with this, okay? Let's just get into it. Number one, I can think of a lot of people who need cash, to use Karen Bass's term. She needs cash because she's got a $1 billion deficit in Los Angeles. And so with $1 billion in the red, she's now handing out cash to illegal immigrants. I'll tell you who else needs cash in California. Everyone, because we have the highest rate of poverty in the country, the highest gas prices, the highest housing costs, all of that caused by Democrat policies. So, yeah, there are a lot of regular Californians who need cash, not least a tax cut, because we pay the highest taxes in the country. Now let's get to the illegal immigrants that she wants to give more cash to. It's more cash because they're already getting a lot of cash, because Gavin Newsom at the state level has just increased the budget for free healthcare for illegal immigrants. Last year, they were talking about free down payment and assistance for illegal immigrants to buy a house, even though that's out of reach for most regular, hardworking Californians. Next point, why does she say they need cash now? Because they're so frightened they can't go to work. Why are they frightened? Because she's whipping up fear because of the ICE raids. Why do we have ICE raids? Because she won't cooperate with federal law enforcement to enforce the law. Just as Tom Homan always points out, if we had cooperation, we wouldn't need to go into the community to get these people. On every single level, this is totally insane. And the reason that it's going to end is because people are sick of it in California and they're going to vote for me next year.
And on the heels of that news of the new initiative being broke, we got Californians, Angelenos coming out in absolute fumes. They're furious about Karen Bass's new policy. We got Christopher Pierce here on X tweeting out saying Karen Bass must be deposed. That cash assistance to illegal immigrants is not only a felony, but it's ripping off California citizen taxpayers. That's how treasonous and criminally insane Karen Bass is, along with Gavin Newsom. The question is, where is this illegal handout money coming from? It surely isn't coming out of Karen and Gavin's pockets. So easy to spend the citizens' money on felonious giveaways. And he's absolutely right. I mean, come on now. This doesn't make sense. This is going against everything you were elected in for. You're supposed to protect, serve the people of your district, the folks who voted you in. But yet they're putting these illegal migrants, these folks that shouldn't even be here, ahead of us every single time. I don't get it. We got Chaz here on X weighing in saying if Karen Bass sympathizes so deeply with illegal immigrants, then why doesn't she go to be the mayor of Sinaloa? I mean, that's who her where interest lies the most. So I don't see a problem with it. We got Lori Hodson here on X tweeting out saying Karen Bass of California needs to stop giving the American tax dollars to illegal immigrants that don't belong here in America. This is an illegal action. This is corruption at the highest level. Americans no longer want to support illegal immigrants. And it's right. We voted Trump in to clean up the problem that we have. And we got Spirit of 76 tweeting out some very interesting points, saying here is the mayor of LA, Karen Bass, openly admitting to aiding and abetting illegal foreign refugees. And this is coming after she physically obstructed ICE earlier this week. She has not been yet arrested by President Donald Trump. And I mean, she's asking for it at this point. The far left policies that she's now proposing and putting in place through executive orders, I think she has crossed that line of no coming back, knowingly and willingly impeding the work of ICE agents. Not only is she proposing this new initiative for cash handouts, but she's also handing out information, just like we've seen AOC, that airhead of Congress, showing folks how to get away from or not be detained by ICE agents, which is a crime. I mean, when do we act on it? And then to the point that Karen Bass made about ICE just coming in willy-nilly and randomly raiding citizens, non-citizens, it doesn't matter who you are, they're just conducting raids on anyone. Here is some actual first-hand takes from ICE agents on the criticisms that they've been facing.
So the suggestion is that the operations are just roving, driving around, rounding people up. What do you say to that, Andres?
I would say that's not accurate. We have our targets. We know who we're going to pick up, and we have our plan beforehand. We don't just go out there and look for anybody. We know who we're looking for.
What do you think about Senator Padilla is also among some other lawmakers?
All right, you guys, so you're hearing it here first. These are actual ICE agents. They're speaking out saying that their raids are very strategic and tactical. They're not just running into people's houses, kicking down doors, or storming people's workplaces. They know exactly who they're looking for, and they know their schedule of where they will be, which makes the most sense. I mean, these far left loonies, they love to say that ICE is just round and put folks up and quote unquote kidnapping them off the streets. That's not what's actually happening. Then we got this piece here, guys. This one dives a little bit deeper into the details of that LA Mayor Karen Bass. This one coming from the Los Angeles Times. It says LA County to create fund for immigrants affected by the ICE raids. It starts by saying a cash fund for families financially reeling from ongoing federal immigration raids will be up and running within a month. The Board of Supervisors voted 4-0 on Tuesday to create the fund, fueled by philanthropy and focused on workers and their families in small LA County cities and unincorporated areas. Details on the funds were sparse. It was unclear who will be eligible or how much a family could expect to collect. This right here is absolutely insane. I mean, there's no cap when it comes to taxpayer dollars. It's so much easier to spend other folks' money, right? Right, it's not coming out of Karen Bass or Gavin Newsom's pocket. So hey, just give them the money, right? But there's folks in California that I think could seriously use a buck or two. But here we go. It says for almost 2 months, the Trump administration's sweeping raids have petrified residents across the region, with immigration agents snatching people from swap meets, car washes, Home Depot parking lots, and street corners. Church pews, hospitals, and whole neighborhoods have been emptier than usual. Many say they're scared to go to work, as they weigh the necessity of collecting a paycheck against the risk that they might be arrested and deported. I mean, and this right here just blows my mind. There wouldn't be this fear if you were doing the right thing. You came in here because it's not like there's not a process to gain citizenship within the United States. These folks came in illegally and now they're scared because they're somewhere they're not supposed to be. It's just as simple as that. It's one way to get rid of that fear, and it's just to go back and do it the right way. Then continue saying, we're sending a clear message. Los Angeles County stands with our immigrant communities, and we will continue to fight to ensure that every resident, regardless of their immigration status, has the dignity and support they need to survive and thrive. Also adding that the county will protect the confidentiality of those who received money from the funds. So, I mean, this is directly showing that they're planning to give money to folks who aren't supposed to be here in the first place. If you got to protect or hide the names of who's receiving the funds, we already know you're trying to save them from being tracked down. It is essential that those seeking relief feel safe throughout the process. The county also wants to expand a fund for small businesses that are affected financially by the raids. The federal agents conducting immigration raids are often in plain clothes, with their faces shielded by sunglasses and masks. This coming from Supervisor Janice Hahn saying on Tuesday that she plans to introduce an ordinance barring law enforcement from concealing their identities in unincorporated areas where the county government is a local authority. And this right here wouldn't have to be in place if there wasn't such dangerous rhetoric, surrounding the ICE raids, ICE officials. I mean, you're essentially saying that you want to reveal or dox their identities and leave them susceptible to these attacks. We're already seeing folks coming after ICE agents at ICE detention facilities. So if you strip them of their anonymity, guess what's going to happen? Folks are going to start targeting them in other places. So that's just not a good idea. He then continued on saying that law enforcement officers should never wear personal disguises or conceal their identities while interacting with the public in the course of their duties. The county is also considering a program to safeguard belongings left behind in unincorporated areas by people detained by immigration and custom enforcement agents, as well as start a hotline for deported workers to retrieve unpaid wages. And I mean, they're going to great lengths. And now we're starting a lost and found for the illegal immigrants who have been shipped back to their country. Well, I have news for you. It's probably going to be there for a little longer than what you can hold on to it. You guys are going to have an overflow very soon, and then a hotline for deported workers to retrieve unpaid wages. I mean, these folks just do everything to circumvent the system that's in place. Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness. I told you guys this was going to be a shocker in the beginning. I mean, Mayor Karen Bass is going to great lengths in order to break the law, struck the ICE raids and the detention, the mass deportation efforts from the Trump administration. Now she's signing executive orders for a new initiative that hands out cash, hard-on tax dollars to illegal immigrants in our country who are fearful. They're too scared to go to work. I mean, you cannot make some of this stuff up, guys. Definitely want to hear what you guys are thinking on this one, especially folks who have relatives, loved ones, friends, or yourself living, residing in LA with Mayor Karen Bass. How do you guys feel about your hard-earned tax dollars going and being pushed over to these illegal migrants? Now it's supporting their lives because they're not going to work. They're sitting on the couch. And I'm going to say it. I mean, there's going to be more and more individuals that are conveniently scared to go to work due to the ICE raids because you're handing out free cash. You're handing out free food. This right here just blows my mind, guys. Definitely hop in the comment section. Comments are open. I'm excited to hear what you guys are thinking on this one. Also, make sure you guys please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next week.